Gene in the newsroom did every one of those dances. Yeah, from the Land of 1,000 Dances.
Yeah, that's right.
Pretty good.
It's hard to hang tight for that to go from 1 to 1,000.
Yeah, but you switched pretty good. I mean, you segued from one to the other. You probably could have been doing choreography for the any one of the Motown groups.
For Motown? Oh,
yeah.
Right. Yes, Motown.
Hey, yeah. Did I mention yesterday it was Gray Day?
Yeah, you did.
Okay. Now, there's no correct or incorrect way to celebrate Gray Day, of course.
Kind of expected that.
Well, it's not something that's black and white, so...
I got you.
Yeah, okay.
I got you.
Yes. And, well, I think maybe it was in honor of our hair. What do you think?
Could be.
Yes.
Just depends on how you spell it.
Yes. I'm about ready. I'm either going to start wearing a ponytail or maybe I'm going to go for the mullet look.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, Gloria, several days ago now, cut my hair.
Okay.
And been a long time.
Very trustworthy. I'm not so sure I would let my wife, yeah. Oh, well. Anyway, and today is Hamburger Day. They would gladly pay you Tuesday for a hamburger today.
Hamburger Day. That's pretty original.
Yes.
Might get an award for originality. Hard to say, but if you want to submit it, we'll back you up.
Yeah. I cooked many a hamburger during my career with McDonald's.
Ah, you deserve a break today.
Yes. Back then, I believe the burgers were like 15 cents.
Well, they're only 16 now.
Oh, okay. Yeah, right. Okay. Inflation. It's up to 16.
We had got to figure it in a little bit for inflation.
Yes. Oh, well. Anyway, I'm figuring it's a good day just to have a hamburger. I doubt if we will. We had stuffed bell peppers last night, and that's kind of like a deconstructed hamburger.
Deconstructed. I like that terminology.
Yeah. Are you ready for birthdays?
Birthdays. Yeah, we better get to them.
Okay. Actress Carroll Baker, and she spells her name Carroll the same way I do. She's 89. Gladys Knight, 76. No word on the pips. Singer Billy Vera, 76. Singer John Fogerty is 75. Jerry Douglas is 64. He's with Union Station. Actor Louis Mostillo is 62. Actor Brandon Cruz, he was the little boy on the TV show The Courtship of Eddie's Father. He's 58. Actress Krista Miller, 56. Singer Kylie Minogue, 52. Actor Justin Kirk, 51. Actor Jake Johnson, 42. Actress Monica Kina is 41. Actress Alexa Davalos is 38. Actor Madeline Megalyn Echewanoka Waka 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 is 38.
She's an Hawaiian dancer,
Yes.
I'm sure.
Yes.
That's what you were trying to tell us.
Yeah, she plays air ukulele.
Yep.
Yeah. And
Very
actress
good.
Carrie Mulligan is 35. Local birthdays coming up. Kxo Radio and the Imperial Valley Business Recovery Task Force ask that you take the pledge. Commit to keeping yourself and our community safe and help fight the spread of the COVID-19 virus. Doing this will mean reopening of more businesses and a return to more normal activities. The pledge: I pledge to support local business. I pledge to abide by the standards outlined by the businesses I frequent. I pledge to protect my community by taking responsibility for my actions. I pledge to wash my hands according to CDC recommendations. I pledge to wear my face covering properly when visiting businesses. I pledge to respect social distancing of 6 feet and refrain from gathering in groups. I pledge to do my part and make a difference in the valley. Take the pledge. Help our Imperial Valley recover. Let's say happy birthday to Alexandria Zavala, Dolores Weaver, Carolina Anchagno, Millie Lopez, Tina Ross, Dominic Paramo, Chelsea Luna, Lucy Coriel, Nancy Abiang, Noe Tellis, Isaac Leon, Herb Pearson, Kathy Williams, Maria Luera, Rosemary Pacheco, Tanya Thomas, Joshua Pena, and Sue Reardon. Happy birthday. Well, happy birthday. So, let's see, what else is going on? Well, a recent survey shows the average person in lockdown has gained 5 pounds. I'd say that's probably about right.
Pretty accurate, I think.
Yeah, and that's why face masks have elastic, because the elastic stretches so the mask fits over your fat face.
I hadn't thought of it that way, but I thought maybe you were going to say, well, it has a mouth opening so that you can put your spoon in there. But no, I don't think that'll work.
No, I don't think so either.
Pretty messy.
Yeah, and another new study shows the world's bird population is decreasing, which is really sad. I mean, think about it, because, you know, in the mornings when I get up, I'll get a cup of coffee, I'll walk out in the backyard, and I love to hear the birds when they sing. You know, I even like it when they forget the words and they hum.
And they hum.
Yeah.
And they call them hummingbirds.
Oh, we got a mama hummingbird by the front door sitting on 2 eggs. We've got a mama ground dove by the back door sitting on 2 eggs. We are waiting expectantly for baby hummingbirds and baby ground doves.
That's amazing that they're that close. Usually they're up higher or with more protection.
Yeah.
So, maybe these birds were out somewhere doing something when they passed out wisdom.
I don't know. The hummingbird, this is her second nest this year. The first hatch is still around, and she's very used to us. And, she'll come right up and almost sit on your shoulder.
Well, you've got a circus hummingbird then in the making.
Well, hey, and we've got plenty of time to train the hummingbird, right?
Yeah, it's a big job, but somebody's got to do it.
Okay. Anyway,
Hummingbird in the circus.
Because, well, like I said, she's used to us. We feed them. Okay, are you ready for news?
I'm ready for news. We got some.
We've got to look at world and California news headlines to begin with. Brought to you by Lock Air Conditioning, your year-round comfort specialist.
CBS News Update. For the first time, the president is acknowledging a sad new number in the COVID-19 pandemic. CBS's Bill Rakoff.
After receiving blistering criticism for not acknowledging the 100,000 coronavirus death milestone and for focusing on matters like social media, the president finally tweeted his condolences, calling it a very sad milestone. The president said, "I want to extend my heartfelt sympathy and love for everything that these great people stood for and represent."
We've reached a difficult economic milestone this morning. Another 2.1 million people signed up for unemployment benefits last week. This woman in Chicago has been trying to file with no luck.
I called 602 times. I called all different numbers to the key bank. I'll wait on hold 3 to 4, 5 hours.
A total of more than 40 million Americans have applied for benefits over the past 2.5 months. CBS News Update. I'm Deborah Rodriguez.
Lock Air Conditioning wants you to protect the things you care about. Protect your family with the air scrubber that utilizes Active Pure, certified technology to protect against airborne and surface contaminants. Clean, deodorize, purify, and protect not only your family, but your home. The air scrubber installs easily to your heating and cooling system, and it's made in the USA. Call Lock Air Conditioning now for details. 760-353-4501. Lock Air Conditioning, and protect the things you care about. Contractor's license number 696216.
California headline news. Hundreds of demonstrators in Los Angeles Wednesday protesting the death of George Floyd while in the custody of Minneapolis police.
The police brutality that continues happening to black people over and over in this country is unacceptable, and we're sick of it.
Protester Wesley Smith. 2 police vehicles were damaged. Drivers on the 101 freeway stuck on the road as protesters stormed the street. Police say they made no arrests. Similar reporting out of Sacramento, where police say protesters there were well behaved. Domestic violence calls on the rise in many areas.
Average calls from the beginning of 2020 until the Safer at Home order averaged about 100 to about 150 calls per week. Since the Safer at Home order, calls have been on the rise.
LA County Supervisor Hilda Solis. The state's COVID-19 infection total now approaching 102,000 with more than 3,900 deaths. California, one of 4 states with more than 100,000 coronavirus cases. New York, New Jersey, and Illinois, the others. Jeff Scott, California News.
World and California News headlines brought to you this morning by Lock Air Conditioning. For all your air conditioning and sheet metal needs, call the experts, Lock Air Conditioning and Custom Sheet Metal.
How much money would you like to save just by doing something you're already doing? 15 or 25%? How about 30%? Here in California, all state safe drivers can save 30% just by doing something they're already doing. Driving safe. That's right, 30% just by driving safe. Allstate can help lower your cost of driving. Safe drivers can save 30% or more. Visit allstate.com or call a local agent for a quote today.
Subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Savings vary.
Okay, you know how it feels when you've saved enough for that long-awaited home edition? Now imagine an addition on that addition. Whoa. That's the feeling with Capital One, where a new savings account earns an interest rate 5 times the national average. That's right, 5 times, as represented by 5 times more singers. This is banking reimagined. Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Rate comparison based on FDIC national rate. Capital One NA member FDIC.
It's page 1 of the local news. Page 1 is a service of Quick Lane Tire and Auto Centers in Brawley and El Centro. Quick Lane, they service all makes and all models, and you never need an appointment.
Taking a look at the latest in local news for a Thursday morning, reopening is underway. George Gale has this story.
It began Tuesday evening. Imperial County Health Officer Dr. Stephen Monday issued an amended health officer order, which went into effect at 5 p.m. Tuesday evening. The amended order authorizes the reopening of places of worship for religious services and all in-store retail shopping in Imperial County. Decision was based on the release of new guidance by the California Department of Public Health, which reprioritizes religious services and in-store retail shopping within the state's phased reopening plan and allows for reopening upon approval of the local health officer. The state order gives the local health officer the authority to move slower and more cautiously based on the status of COVID-19 in the county. Places of worship are allowed to hold religious services, and funerals, provided attended, are limited to 25% of the building capacity or up to 100 attendees, whichever is less. Latest modification does not include reopening of dine-in restaurant service, hair salons, and nail salons, or barber shops at this time. Dr. Monday said mouth coverings and social distancing remain in effect. For KXO Local News, I'm George Gale.
The Imperial County Public Health Department updated the numbers on COVID-19 pandemic in the county. 2 additional deaths were reported since the Tuesday update, bringing the total to 26. An additional 91 individuals tested positive, bringing the total to 1,443. The number of active cases declined again, dropping from 619 to 610. An additional 98 patients have been deemed recovered. The number of coronavirus cases from the Calexico area increased by 15, with an additional 22 cases from the El Centro area. The first positive case was reported from the Palo Verde area. KXO News Time 7:43.
Quick Lane Tire and Auto Centers are there for you with 2 locations in the Imperial Valley. At Quick Lane, you never need an appointment, and their technicians will service all makes and all models. Tires at the best price. Brakes, batteries, lube, oil, and filter change. Balance and alignments, too. Quick Lane Tire and Auto Centers on Imperial Avenue next to Food for Less in El Centro. In the Brawley Auto Center, Highway 86 and Julia Drive. Quick Lane Tire and Auto Centers.
In other local news, a town hall meeting is coming up tomorrow. Here's more on that story.
It's being hosted by the Imperial County Office of Education. Virtual town hall meeting will discuss the efforts of Imperial Valley school counselors during the COVID-19 pandemic. Meeting will take place via Zoom this Friday at 9 a.m. Imperial Valley school counselors will discuss outreach efforts and available resources for Imperial Valley students and families. Meeting will be a listen-only event, but if you do have questions, contact the Imperial County Office of Education. For KXO Local News, I'm George Gale.
12 illegal aliens were found locked in the cargo trailer of a big rig. According to the Border Patrol, the big rig entered the Highway 86 immigration checkpoint near Salton City at about 3:40 p.m. Tuesday. Canine detection team alerted to the cargo area where agents discovered 12 illegal aliens locked inside with no way to get themselves out. The 10 men and 2 women, were returned to Mexico, while the 36-year-old driver, an illegal alien from Mexico, was arrested for alien smuggling. That will conclude this edition of Local News. Page 2 coming up.
Page 1 of the local news, a service of Quick Lane Tire and Auto Centers in Brawley and El Centro. Quick Lane, they service all makes and all models, and you never need an appointment.
When America needed us to build, we built. Masks, ventilators, shields. When local communities and frontliners needed support, Ford dealers answered. And now we're open and ready to serve you. With special offers like 0% APR financing for 72 months across the Ford lineup. Stop by a Ford dealership or go online. We've made it safer to shop, easier to buy with 0% APR financing for 72 months across the Ford lineup. Built for America. Built Ford proud. Available on select 2019-2020 Ford vehicles only. Not available on Super Duty, Mustang Shelby GT350, GT500, F-150 Raptor, and F-650 and 750. Not all buyers will qualify for Ford credit financing. 0% APR financing for 72 months at $13.89 per month per $1,000 finance regardless of down payment. Program number 21142. Residency restrictions apply. For all offers, take new retail delivery from an authorized Ford dealer stock by 6/120. See dealer for qualifications and complete details.
Page 2 of the local news and weather brought to you by David H. West Insurance Services. See David or Jose for life insurance, health insurance, or retirement planning.
Continuing with more local news, Memorial Day weekend arrests were made. Here's more on that story.
They were made by Border Patrol agents. First incident happened Saturday. Agents found a man about 17 miles west of the Kxo West port of entry during an immigration check. It was discovered the man was from Mexico and was attempting to enter the U.S. illegally. He was taken to the El Centro station for processing. At the station, it was revealed the man had been convicted in Santa Clara in 2007 of lewd and lascivious acts with a child. He was sentenced to a year in jail. Man also had an extensive criminal record and had been deported twice from the U.S. 45-year-old was taken into custody. On Sunday, a Hyundai Sonata was searched at the Highway 86 checkpoint near Salton City. Agents found 2 people in the rear seat. Both were in the U.S. illegally. Agent found a loaded handgun in the vehicle as well. The driver and passenger, both females and adult U.S. citizens, were arrested and charged with human smuggling. Illegal passengers were placed in federal custody. For KXO Local News, I'm George Gale.
The American Red Cross has recognized an Imperial police officer for his life-saving efforts. Officer Jason Sanchez received the prestigious National Life-Saving Award from the American Red Cross of San Diego and Imperial counties. In January of this year, Sanchez was dispatched to provide medical aid to a woman who was choking. Officer Sanchez performed abdominal thrusts on the victim and then began performing CPR when the woman lost her pulse. Officer Sanchez's actions and skills helped save the woman's life. He was presented the Life-Saving Awards Certificate of Extraordinary Personal Action, awarded to individuals who step up in an emergency situation and help save or sustain a life. Human smugglers and a convicted sex offender in the Ocotillo area. Here's more on that story.
They were arrested Tuesday, and it turned out they were the same person. It happened at around 9:52 a.m. A roving Border Patrol agent pulled over a vehicle on Interstate 8 near Ocotillo. Agent suspected human smuggling inside the vehicle. Agent found the driver, a 44-year-old U.S. citizen, and 5 passengers. It was determined the passengers were in the U.S. illegally. All 6 were taken into an immigration point, a rally point for processing. A records check determined the driver had been previously convicted for sex with a minor 3+ years younger out of Santa Monica in 1999. He'd been sentenced to 18 months in jail. Driver was arrested and charged with human smuggling. The 5 adult male passengers, all Mexican nationals, were deported back to Mexico. Border Patrol says this is the second similar event within 2 weeks. For KXO Local News, I'm George Gale.
We'll be back with a look at the weather.
David H. West Insurance has been helping residents in Imperial Valley for many years with their insurance needs. David, Jose, and staff are trained professionals who can help you make the right decision with your insurance coverage, from health, Medicare, and most importantly, a life insurance plan. How much life insurance do you need and what's your monthly cost? We'll call David H. West Insurance today to make an appointment and get a free quote on a life insurance plan that's right for you and your family at 760-352-3411. That's 352-3411.
Here's Carroll Buckley with the weather update.
According to the National Weather Service, strong high pressure building over the region will bring temperatures around 10 degrees above normal through the weekend. Slightly cooler, but still above average temperatures are likely early next week as an area of low pressure slowly moves towards the west coast. 108 the high yesterday, 77 our low. Sunny today with a high near 109. Southeast wind 5 to 15 miles an hour with gusts up to 20 miles an hour. Clear tonight with a low around 74. Southeast wind 5 to 10 miles an hour. Friday will be sunny with a high near 108. Southeast wind 5 to 10 miles an hour. Saturday sunny with a high near 102. West-northwest wind about 10 miles an hour, gusting as high as 20 miles an hour. It'll be sunny on Sunday with a high near 104. West-northwest wind about 5 miles per hour. 82 degrees, Santan, 32% relative humidity. Wind out of the south-southeast at 5 to 7 miles an hour. Page 2 of the local news and the weather brought to you by David H. West Insurance Services. See David or Jose for health insurance plans and Medicare supplemental coverage. David H. West Insurance Services.
Beat the heat before summer begins and check out our cool deals and summer specials at Vista del Valle. Our sales office is still open and models are being shown by appointment only. Our team is here for you to come and check out our spacious homes with large lots. Phase 37 is now available for sale, and the home of your dreams is waiting for you. Vista del Valle, the premier community in Imperial, with wide streets, a new neighborhood park, and the only new home community located in the highly rated Imperial School District. Vista del Valle, where strangers become friends, families bond, and houses become homes. Located at the intersection of Austin and Brewer Road in Imperial, call Terry Lynn Minville at 760-791-2368 for directions. That's 760-791-2368. Restrictions apply. See sales advisor for details. Come visit us today. Vista del Valle.
Well, let's check in and see what's happening in the world of sports. Major League Baseball Players Association and Major League Baseball's owners, they seem far apart. Yeah, well, the owners tossed out something, and the players threw it right back. Yeah, the disagreement over economics has ratcheted up in recent days after the league's first proposal Tuesday rankled players. Yeah, and Max Scherzer, one of the highest paid players, says there's no further reason to engage with Major League Baseball about salary reductions for the 2020 season. In other news, Phil Mickelson, fresh off the success of Sunday's charity golf exhibition with Tiger Woods, Peyton Manning, and Tom Brady, says he'd like to see the match become an annual event. Well, Mike Tyson And Henry Cejudo mixed it up a bit during a pro wrestling brawl with Chris Jericho. Okay, Tyson is working on a comeback in the boxing ring. Yeah, hey, why not pick up a few extra bucks? Yeah, in the, the wrestling ring. And NFL action, Jadeveon Clowney says he's not interested in playing for the Browns, even though the Browns have put out a pretty good offer. The former Seahawks pass rusher isn't jumping at many deals this offseason. And speaking of NFL, tonight, our final game in the great postseason NFL games series, we've got the 2006 AFC Championship game, the New England Patriots and the Indianapolis Colts. And we've got that game starting at 5 o'clock this evening, right here on AM 1230. That's it for Sports Time. Stick around. Financial news just ahead.
High school sports are as American as apple pie. And going to a game or meet is a chance to see the stars of tomorrow shine today. But as anybody who's ever attended a high school sporting event in California knows, you can't have the stars without the stripes. High schools are currently looking for new officials in almost every sport. Who looks good in stripes? Anybody looking for a way to stay connected to a sport they love. If you like the idea of giving back to your community while earning a few extra bucks, chances are you'd look good in stripes too. We want to hear from you. We need to hear from you. No officials means no games. No stripes means no stars. And what kind of America would that be? California needs more high school officials. Go to highschoolofficials.com to sign up or learn more. That's highschoolofficials.com.
Well, let's take a look and see what's happening in the markets. Well, first off, Mark Zuckerberg called out his social media rival on Wednesday, saying Twitter should not be fact-checking President Donald Trump or anybody. During an interview on Fox News, the Facebook co-founder and chief executive said companies should not be the truth police. And what's happening on Wall Street? Well, right now, things are looking green. Yeah, stocks modestly higher on early trading as investors look past another dismal U.S. weekly jobless claim report. A day after optimism over ending lockdowns to control the spread of COVID-19 pushed stocks to their highest levels since early March. Still, traders said concerns over rising U.S.-China tensions, which have been largely ignored so far, remain in the background but could cap gains. Another 2.13 million Americans filed for first-time unemployment benefits in the most recent week, according to the Labor Department. That was in line with the consensus forecast among economists surveyed by MarketWatch.
For Kxo Radio, this is Mario Espinosa. Stay home, save lives, California. And while you're at it, take the 2020 census online by visiting my2020census.gov. Stay home, save lives, California, and complete the 2020 census form online or over the phone by answering 9 simple and confidential questions to help secure federal funds for important programs in our community. Census data informs funding for key programs such as Head Start, Child Care and Development Programs, community mental health programs, nutritional programs, educational and healthcare resources, and much more. All Californians can participate in the 2020 census today. Take a few minutes to fill out the 2020 census and make sure everyone gets counted. It's only 9 confidential questions that will make a huge difference. Fill it out at my2020census.gov.
We'll have sunny skies today with a high near 109, southeast wind 5 to 15 miles an hour, gusting up to 20 miles an hour at times. Clear tonight with a low around 74, southeast wind 5 to 10 miles an hour. Friday, sunny with a high near 108, southeast wind 5 to 10 miles per hour. 82 degrees, 31% relative humidity, wind out of the southeast at 325 miles an hour. That's it for our look at financial news and weather. CBS News coming up.
There's a lot going on right now, and broadcasters are on the ground covering all of it, bringing you the weather, the traffic, and breaking news, all while entertaining you 24 hours a day. Someone needs to tell you what's going on around the world and in our hometowns. And that someone is us. We are free radio. We are always there. We are broadcasters. Visit wearebroadcasters.com or text radio to 52886 to learn more. Furnished by NAB and this station.
The best oldies on the radio. KXO El Centro on AM 1230. KXO.
CBS News on the Hour, presented by Capital One Bank.
I'm Steve Kathan in northern New Jersey. It's a story being told all over the country. Jobs lost, a battle for benefits, and uncertainty.
If I don't receive a check this week, what do I do next week for food?
The government says 2.1 million Americans filed for unemployment benefits last week. More than 40 million have since the coronavirus shutdowns began in March. Business analyst Jill Schlesinger.
Although these numbers are trending lower, these are still disastrous numbers, 10 times more than where we were before the pandemic hit.
On Twitter this morning, President Trump acknowledged the coronavirus death toll in the U.S., topping 100,000, calling it a very sad milestone. Joe Biden spoke about it yesterday in a Twitter video.
God bless each and every one of you, and the blessed memory of the one you lost. This nation grieves with you.
Sources confirmed to CBS News that President Trump wants to target the liability protections for Twitter and companies like it. His tweets are up for more factual scrutiny in an escalating feud. White House correspondent Stephen Portnoy.
Legal experts make the obvious point that the president can't on his own erode the legal protections social media companies enjoy. Congress enacted a key provision in 1996, long before the big social media companies were conceived. It prevents sites that host user-generated content from being sued for what users might post. The president is expected to order a study on whether the FCC or FTC can regulate the sites.
It's the morning after violent demonstrations in Minneapolis. CBS's Jeff Pegues says things are still very tense.
This is a shopping area south of the downtown area of Minneapolis. You see the police vehicles lined up. They're out here in their riot gear, just facing off with some of the people who had gathered. They didn't engage the people who had gathered, but they were just facing off with them.
Demonstrations in other cities, too, over the death of a black man in police custody several days ago. As more businesses reopen, employers are rolling out methods to test workers for the coronavirus amid questions about the accuracy of antibody tests. Correspondent Anna Werner spoke with the boss at Holiday Retirement, which runs independent living communities.
CEO Lily Donahue wants to test her 8,000 employees.
Frankly, if you know that most of your employees tested positive for the immunity, you may prioritize how that person works, right?
She hopes the program will help her figure out how best to deploy them.
Wall Street right now, the Dow is up 96 points. This is CBS News.
Why settle for average? With Capital One, you can open a new savings account with a rate 5 times the national average. Welcome to Banking Reimagined. What's in your wallet? Capital One N.A., member FDIC.
Okay, you know how it feels when you've saved enough for that long-awaited home edition? Now imagine an edition on that edition. Whoa. That's the feeling with Capital One, where a new savings account earns an interest rate 5 times the national average. That's right, 5 times, as represented by 5 times more singers. This is Banking Reimagined. Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Rate comparison based on FDIC national rate. Capital One N.A. member FDIC.
And now a game of Commercial Chicken, brought to you by Progressive, where we see how long Flo can go without talking about insurance. Ready? Go.
Oh, hi. Okay, guess we should talk about something.
Kind of tough to be put on the spot. Not sure what to say. But I know what I'm definitely not talking about. Drivers who switch to Progressive can save big.
Okay, you win. We can't help but save customers money. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
A talk show host is talking about his health.
The real reason James Corden had eye surgery that sidelined him from CBS's Late Late Show?
I'm my own worst enemy. Stop being negative. I'm not being negative.
He tells Ellen it all began in 2012 when he was starring in One Man, Two Governors on Broadway.
I used to do this bit in the play where I'd hit myself in the head with a trash can lid. And one night I injured my eye. Not really badly, but I had to go and see a doctor.
Then a few weeks ago,
I woke up and I couldn't open my eye.
Corden says he went into surgery immediately, and his eye issues were the real reason his SUV had to be towed during a carpool karaoke episode with Justin Bieber. Deborah Rodriguez, CBS News.
Picture of the day comes from CBS Boston, where 103-year-old Jenny Stania is recovering from COVID-19. The shot from her family is her in bed clutching a beer, her first one since getting sick. Bottoms up. Steve Kathan, CBS News.
And now, more of the best oldies on the radio.
Danger, excitement, mustaches. It's time for another episode
with Carroll Buckley, AM 1230 KXO.